Welcome to episode 26 of Synchronicity. You are tapping in to the root of the symmetry and tuning in to the mind of Mercury so you can link up with your boy THT, aka Tahuti Hermes Trismegistus. I triple my C, now I'm Chase Clarence Calloway, and I am here to talk not just about the sea. Everything is a sea, of course. The only reason we can communicate is because we're connected in a cosmic sea that we call the universe, created by both of our universes colliding together because we feel like vibing with spaces outside of ourselves. Now, we're going to get into the Z. Sleeping. Z is all about sleeping. And since this podcast has followed in suit of Dissect the Dialect, it only makes sense that we would conclude all of our conversations about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X. Why are you here? Why have you sacrificed your individuality? Where are you? Underwater in the universe because you've connected your you with the you outside of you, which allows you to interact with all these other infinite yous that also get connected to the you outside of you, the universe. Now you can transform physical reality to create your own family. How lit? We're doing it right now. Super beautiful. So when you know where you are and you know why you are, you have your W, you have your Y. You know that you have sacrificed your individual God, your individual ego of being able to do anything, be anything, and express your imagination in any way possible. You have sacrificed that so that you can relate and connect with spaces outside of yourself. Last episode, we talked about you waking up, asking yourself the question, how do I make my mind matter? So that you can then further create things. Literally asking that question, asking yourself that question. Questions power the soul. Asking your soul, asking your connection to your spirit, your water. How can I make my air earth? How can I make my mind matter? Now your spirit, you as a spirit, but your spirit, since you're experiencing yourself as your awareness, which is your ego, now the spirit creating you, the space creating your awareness, can come in and communicate even more consciously based on how you as the awareness, as the ego, opened yourself up with that question. So now you've opened yourself up to communicating in a different way because you're already communicating in a different way by asking yourself the question, how can I make my mind matter? So if you don't know why you're alive, if you don't feel like you have a purpose in life, if you don't know why you're here on planet Earth, you don't know what you're doing in a human body, you don't have something that drives you or motivates you every single second, then ask yourself this question and naturally communicate into the structures that you feel like will make your mind matter. And these structures will always change. As we can see, our bodies change every day. So all structures are transforming. We know this from numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The moment you use your 3, your ability to communicate, to build a 4, to build a structure, it is dying. It is fine. It is now in physical reality, and thus it's going to transform based on how you connect with yourself. So Z, with this being episode 26, it's all about the number 8. Yet again. Here we are with 8. But 8 is lit. I mean, 8 is what we're looking at. 8 is us creating the vibration that makes all of our life possible. It makes our soul possible. And the 9 is us watching that. We get to use our 9-dimensional body to realize. Our realize. That's what the 9 is all about. And 8 is the realize. And really think about this. Here we go. 7 is the lie. 8 is the real. 9 is all about realizing the real lies. So anything that matters to you is a 7 that is going through 8 energy. Literally any single thing that actually matters to you, all the way down to these very words. These are all thoughts that are subconsciously cycling in your own subconscious. Like they're subconsciously cycling in your own soul, in your own waters. So now they can matter more and more to you the more you're using them to express yourself. And then this is how the people who made these labels can make you build their world. Because now you're using words that you didn't create to express who you are. So everything that you create to express your individuality is limited to the people who made the language and made the ideas that you're using to express yourself. So this is just a natural state of spirit. We have to be limited by something, but the fact is, if you did not create your own thing, then you're being limited by someone who actually almost certainly doesn't want you to be unlimited, unless they're literally Hermes Trismegistus. I want you to be unlimited, but people who learn from me create all these religions like Judaism and Christianity and so many more denominations of all these things that basically just boil down to you need to follow the rules so you can come to our heaven. Because that's what you need to do. And then they have all this emotional manipulation and all these stories about why you need to go somewhere else. All like so many stories all these religions have about why you don't need to connect with yourself. Why you need to connect with them. And it's always meant to make you feel bad as an individual. They like project all their unworthiness into you. So now you feel like you're unworthy of being your own God. So now you uphold the gods that told you that you're not God. And this is how those gods play God. Because they don't feel like God when they're alone. But they feel like God when they consume my creations and then use my things to tell you that you're not God. And once they get you to believe that, now they feel good because they can force people to connect with them in a way that validates their ego. Because they can't validate their own ego when they're alone because they literally just don't believe in themselves. Hence why with projection being perception, these people have to project so hard through their religions that we are not supposed to believe in ourselves. Because that's the only way we can support the genocide of indigenous peoples through this British, English, white supremacist, light supremacist banking system. So this is the 8. This is why 8 is great and 8 is hate. And the moment you connect to anything, hatred is going to make you great. Because the moment you hate what you're connected to, you're going to learn how to separate and connect with yourself. And realize that you actually, as a spirit, are separate from all other spirits. This realm, the spirituality here, is insanely colonized. The spirituality here is meant to make you believe that you're part of all one, part of all source. I mean, that's what I have to dispel in all of my tablet talks. Anytime I'm looking at any rendition of an English translation of my Hermetic texts, they're all whitewashed with these lies. They're all just manipulated and filled with garbage that's meant to make you believe that you're supposed to connect to the all. Is meant to make you believe that you need to connect to source and that we're actually all fragmented parts of one consciousness. It's disgusting. I despise that. I hate that so much. It is the same exact rhetoric that has justified the brutal genocide and systemic enslavement of indigenous peoples throughout this entire simulation. The idea that we're all part of one God, we're all part of one consciousness. Boo. I hate you. Like, I love you as a spirit, but I hate you. I hate the way that you're expressing yourself, and I hate the way that the way you express yourself is affecting the universe. You're spreading genocide with that idea. The moment you're telling me I'm an extension of your imagination, you are spreading genocide to my indigenous space. And any communications we have are any communications we have will reflect how you are working to spread genocide to my space. If you are going to tell me that I'm part of your God and that I'm part of your imagination, all you're going to do, the further we communicate, is project how much you want to consume me. Because that's all fire does. That's all the imagination does, is consume, 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 spread, consume, consume. So boo anyone who is telling you that you're a part of their imagination. Boo anyone who's telling you that you need to go to their heaven, that you need to connect to their system. That's literally someone who's manipulating you to use your spirit to support their space. And the moment someone is teaching you that you need to connect with them, they are just a reflection, hermetically, to me, of how you need to connect with yourself. It's only through connecting with yourself that you will actually be able to create the circumstances where you can truly connect with people that support you, instead of people who are manipulating you to make you believe that you're not God, so you'll use your natural abilities as God to create their world. Because we're all creating the universe right now. Your body is only possible. Your body only matters because your mind has communicated up to this point. You cannot tell me otherwise. It does not matter what religion, what belief structure you have. Your body only matters because of your mind. And your mind is constantly created from you combining thoughts and feelings together. That's all your mind is. You constantly communicating an atmosphere by combining your thoughts and feelings, or combining your awareness and your ability to connect with your awareness and connect your awareness to other awarenesses. And then that's your mind. So you're simultaneously able to connect with your imagination and connect with the universe that allows you to be aware of the structures that were created from other spirits' imaginations. Because do know that everything that you can see, everything that you can touch, everything you can experience had to be imagined first before it became reality. So that's how we just got here, talking about how you are a 9-dimensional being and we are in this 8 energy of Z. This episode is 26, so we're going to get into 8 in terms of what it means for Z, what it means for sleeping, and just know that anything that's real is a real lie because all light is a lie. So the 7 is a lie, the 8 is the truth. So anything that's real to you is just something that comes up every day. Like, people think that it's dangerous to breathe air. People think that they need to get injections to be healthy because that's what's real to them, because they live their life on the phone or on a screen, on a projection of the internet, or just some white supremacist owned broadcast network. White supremacists can now create their reality. So now it doesn't matter if everyone around you is healthy. Because you look at your phone more than other people, once your phone is telling you that everyone around you is sick, you're going to believe your phone over the actual people around you. Now you can literally be next to Jesus. He can fast 40 days, but because your phone told you that he has a virus, now you feel like you either need to make him get injected with whatever you need to get injected with, or you need to penetrate his space with some kind of fluid, or you have to kill him and remove him from the situation because he's dangerous. And that's the whole point of white supremacy. They're literally like, you either let us project into your space, or we're going to murder you because you're dangerous. And this is how they use Christianity to spread their version of love and light. This is what we're living in right now. So, we're about to take high vibe carpet ride into the astral realm as we simmer some trees, breathe in some leaves, and then we're going to touch down after we balance our chi, triple our C, and get into the Z, get into sleeping. Now that you have your reason why, now that you have your letter Y, you're 25, that's your 7. So you're doing everything that everyone else is doing. We all drink and eat. We all go to the bathroom. We all wear clothes. We all talk to each other. We all like to hang out and party and watch TV and play certain video games or do hobbies, make arts. We all like to make art in some way. We all like to communicate, for sure. It's just then the fact that we can all do this is what connects us. But the way we do it, the reason why you do it, is literally what completely separates you from all other spirits. So we have to do the same things in order to be relatable. That's why we're in human bodies playing by the same rules. We can talk about relatable things. That's the point. This is our real lie. Our real lie this lifetime is believing that we're humans and believing in all these things that make humanity possible. And now we're using our spirits, our 9-dimensionality, to realize so that we can more consciously realize our imagination into existence. And we can realize who we truly are based on how we've been creating reality with others, based on how we create it with ourselves first. It's just that for our spirits, we literally have to see it physically manifested out before we can truly learn from reflecting upon it. That's the point of the moon. The moon literally being about you reflecting upon your creations. And your ultimate creation is your life. So everything that you've made in a lifetime is an extension of that life. Like me being in this body as Chase Clarence Calloway, this is all one lie. This is all one real lie that my 9-dimensional body is realizing by bringing its 8-dimensional energy into this 7 consciousness. So now my consciousness is able to communicate because it's connected to my unconscious 9 by my subconscious 8. And now my unconscious 9, my spirit, can use its feelings to become conscious. And that's what this looks like right now. So if I believe that I am my consciousness as the ego, as the 7, I'm now limited to the lie. Because the truth is that we're unlimited. But then because we feel like cycling, not just with ourselves, but with others, then that's where the truth becomes we have to lie to connect with others. And the lie is life. That's why life and lie, same exact word. Life and lie is about us lying in what makes us comfortable. And then that's where we get the flip, because then true life happens outside the comfort zone. And then that's where you get like athletes or people who actually use life to improve their minds and improve their spirits. Like you're not using life to stay comfortable. You're using life to do what you actually couldn't do as a spirit, which is level up with others. And then that's where we get Olympus. That's what Hermes is all about with gymnastics and being a messenger and communicating. And in general, I mean, Greek Olympus vibes as far as competition and us knowing that we use our minds to make our muscles. So it's not about getting lost in your muscles, but it's about mental mastery and how that manifests physically. That's what Hermes and Olympus and all the Greek Roman stuff, as far as aesthetics and the Adonis ratio, that's what it's all about. It's all about all this mental. I mean, it's them taking what I did as Tahuti in Egypt and making it more white. Like we just made it more white, whatever. Made it lighter. And now people are obsessed with it. White supremacists are obsessed with it, really. But then because white supremacists are architecting reality, everyone is Greeked and Romaned out and Latined out. That's what this English language is. And the whole Bible is. That's what all these religions are. And then Greek, Latin, and Rome is literally just them trying to figure out us in Egypt. And it's, I mean, me as a communicator, as the messenger of Mercury, I get called away into these simulations, into these situations to make sure that communication is still going in a way that makes sense. Because otherwise, literally otherwise, things would actually be chaotic forever. Like literally, this is my role as a spirit. Like I'm so big as a spirit, it's actually ridiculous. Like this is why we need limits. Like I'm all about limits. Like when you get big enough as a spirit, like it's you learn to love limitations. Like you become too unlimited for your own good. This is what I mean with all gods are unrelatable. All gods are alone in their imagination. Your spirit is alone in its imagination. Your pure desire of wanting to be understood is truly what connects you to the universe. Like actually though, like your desire to be understood and find other spirits who can relate with you, real 8 with you, real 8 who can sleep with you is what our episode is about. Real 8. Not lie 8, they can real 8 with you. Now you feel like you found a family, and now you feel like as a spirit you can more comfortably die. Literally. Now you feel like you can more comfortably transform. Because that's the whole point. As spirits, we are alone, and we are creating physical realities so we can create the physical circumstances where we're not alone. And now we can use these bodies to connect with the minds of other spirits who are in resonance with us. And then we're all growing together. Because now all of our minds are communicating, coming together through these bodies. And then we're building all this technology, all this nature. It looks like infinite simulations, infinite situations. it's lit. They call Mercury over. They're like, hey, we're ready to level up. We want to build systems of ascension. Help us communicate. And I'm like, absolutely, it's psychedelic. And then we get psychedelic. So let's fly through the astral realm real quick and cycle through some wisdom about what Z means to you, to me, and to all of us.
Been crying, I simmer my trees, breathe in my leaves, balance my chi, triple my C. My mind's been flying wild, my soul's been crying. I simmer my trees, breathe in my leaves, balance my chi, triple my C. My soul's been crying wild, my mind's been flying so high. Through the astral plane, macabre brain, I built your game, we're not the same. My soul's been crying while my mind's been flying. To relay a word, those who listen heard, we make our vibe from deep inside. My soul's been crying while my mind's been flying back into my space, called away with haste, so I'll fall with grace to thrill my chase. My mind's been flying while my soul's been crying too. Water my earth, I know my worth, my soul gives birth to all my work. My mind's been flying while my soul's been crying, so I can't connect with those you neglect. Time to correct how we reflect. My mind's been flying while my soul's been crying too. Who flood the sea with energy from my energy? I'm free to be me. I felt to inspire you to say how to fly higher too. Fly higher too. Fly higher too. Hang out with the fam at your true spot. Don't be sad if you forgot that you've got a spirit squad and you're not true to this spot. Flip a script and break the facade. Take a trip and go abroad. When you're brave, they will apply. We get in touch with your true God. I've been fighting. I've been vibing when I'm dancing with demons, reversing curses and scheming. They be fiending for reasons to change the sins like the seasons. So I've been falling, cause y'all been calling my mind out of my spirit. I feel it best when I'm near it, but y'all cry for help and I hear it. So Hermes flies out to stare it in a new healthy direction. Will grow through natural connection. So I simmer my trees, breathe in my leaves, balance my chi, triple my C to level up like it's nothing, to turn into something, to bust into function, bumping and pumping with all the wisdom I'm gushing. And when I simmer my trees, breathe in my leaves, balance my chi, triple my C, I felt to inspire you. Simmer higher. I simmer in the skies, I triple in my chi, then I open up my eyes. I balance in my seasons. I mother the cohesion that keeps us intertwined. Balance in my seasons, and I don't need a reason to fulfill my desires.
Okay. Letter Z. We are asleep. There are many ways we can get into this, but it's perfect. The number 8, spiders. I love spiders. We know that Spider-Man is white supremacist version of Hermes. We know that Hermes is all about the spider because 8-dimensional energy is all about creating the cosmic web that allows spirits to connect in the first place. So now we can actually create time because we made the connections that made time possible. That's what 8 is about. That's what spiders are about. So we see how the 2 is necessary to create the 8. And then the 8 allows us to literally be more 2. Now we can use our 8, we can use our soul to pay attention to things and keep watering things, versus just being at the reaction of things that want our energy. And yeah, that's just the wisdom of you learning as you use your 2 energy to connect with yourself. You create your own 8, your own vibration. That's your own home. Now you can use your 9 to realize that you are creating your own vibration. So that's how you go to 10, which is your heaven. Now you can connect your ego, your imagination, with your space and feel infinitely free in your own space. And that's then where you bring heaven to hell. So now, even though your body's still in hell, as long as you do what I'm talking about here, as far as meditating and water fasting and hermeticism and the caduceus, and you connect with yourself, you're able to create your own vibration that allows you to feel free no matter where you are. And once you are connected with your spirit in a way that allows you to feel free no matter where you are, your body has no choice but to ride this vibration. Okay, this is hermetic, somatic wisdom magic right here. And it's just basic manifestation, but with these words, it's perfect. Like, it makes complete sense. You can see how there's no other way. Your body has to ride some kind of feeling. So we're just talking about your consciousness and being able to actually curate your feelings to serve you instead of hinder you. And that's what 8 is all about. Because a vibration is not possible without polarity. So whatever you want, whatever you desire, is not possible without the opposite of that, without something to counterbalance that. So you, as a spirit, literally cannot have a god without having a demon. You can't have an idea, and in this case, that would be God and Lucifer. You can't have an idea without then having a problem. But really, I'm saying, like, as far as God and demon, you can't have something you want without something that opposes that. Like, you have to go through what you don't want so you can know what you do want. And that's a lot of life, clearly. Where spirits go through connections, they go through cycles, they go through all these different forms of communication that let them learn what they don't want. And that's been that's most of my life here, for sure. Is interacting in this white supremacist world and learning everything not to be, and how not to do things, and how not to run a government, how not to run a system, how not to run any corporation or business, and yet also learning how if you want to spread genocide and murder, then you can easily emotionally manipulate people to support that. And now, because I've learned how they're doing that way more based on living inside of it, I just have a greater awareness, literally, of human nature and emotions, because other spirits are willing to manipulate others more than I am. So now, because I have allowed myself as Hermes to ride a wave where I'm forced to be manipulated by these manipulative spirits, and I'm angry as I'm communicating how clearly they are manipulating spirituality to kill everybody, then that's where I learn about myself as an individual. I learn why I'm here in a body. I learn why I'm literally somatically riding this social wave of all of us communicating in this way to create life in this way. And then that's where I learn about myself. Great power comes great responsibility. If I'm communicating about certain things at a certain level and I care about that, then it's my responsibility to continuously respond to certain things and keep connecting and keep my own vibration up. So this is what the vibration is, the responsibility. The power is the 9-dimensionality. The power is the fire. And the power truly is knowing that you're creating your fire. That's what 9-dimensionality is. In the case of words, God would be the power, Lucifer would be the responsibility. In the case of the numbers, Lucifer would be the 8, because the 8 and Lucifer, both water, both about subconscious, both about music, playing forever, and getting stuck in an infinite vibe. It just then takes light to do that. That's the real lie. So Lucifer comes around with real lies. And that's all of us. Again, we're all Lucifer, because we're all literally using light to express ourselves. And the more you make your light matter, and the more you believe your light matters, you move from Lucifer to demon. So now you are not even about connecting with yourself. You're about connecting with something outside of yourself, which is the body that you created to express yourself. So this is how spirits go from God to Lucifer to then playing a human, but because they're playing a human, they get lost in demonic desires. And the ultimate demonic desire, it seems, is to stay in the body forever, for some reason. I guess because it's comfortable, because the body is stability. So once you make your body, like, you feel like you won. And now the whole point of you being in a body, being in this stable structure, is that you can transform through physical reality to meet other structures and like rub up against them in certain ways so that you can eat food that pleasures you and have sex that pleasures you and hang out with people that pleasure you and travel to new locations and places that pleasure you and just keep getting filled up as a spirit. Otherwise, you're alone. So this is the addiction of the body, literally. You literally getting to use the structure that you built with your awareness of being alone to be aware of other spirits. So now every day is you being aware of something outside of yourself. This is the addiction to technology, the addiction to YouTube, the addiction to social media in general. This is how the white supremacist government has trained everyone to hate being connected to themselves. And now most people, especially like if you have a phone, you're almost certainly conditioned to pick it up within the first 10 minutes of waking up. Maybe the first 30 if you're actually disciplined. If you're someone who truly doesn't care about technology, then yeah, you don't pick up your phone when you wake up. But most people, especially with this whole pandemic, most people, at least like the pandemic in America, make their money through the internet now. The whole point is that we're pushed onto the internet and we're supposed to connect through the internet so that the people who made the internet can have their eye like on the back of the dollar bill and see everything we're doing because they created the system that we are communicating into existence. So the structure is built by us, yet completely seen and ruled by them. So now they can take away our accounts, shut us down, do whatever they want to with our energy, and it's too late because we've already used our energy to build their structure. That's what it looks like to serve a corporation for your entire life and then be thrown away because they don't need you, because now they replace you with machines or they replace you with someone younger. And they don't have loyalty. They just needed your loyalty so that they could build their world. And after you gave them 50 years of your loyalty, 60 years of your loyalty, whatever life of your loyalty, then they can kick you to the curb based on how they need someone who's actually more loyal. So this is the fact. You working for any system outside of yourself is only ever going to lead to you learning how you need to build something that actually supports who you are. So you working for any system outside of yourself, you're learning about who you truly are. But you're only ever going to actually be seen and connected with as an individual when you build your own system, when you build your own structure by combining your own imagination and how you feel about your imagination, your God and your Lucifer, your thoughts and your feelings, your fire and your water, your idea and your problem. Because the idea is you having an idea. The problem is that you're alone in that idea. What's the solution? Use your 3, use your chi, use your child to step out of your home and communicate yourself into existence. Exit your stance. So now that you've exited your home, now that you've left your 8, you can show people how great you are. So this is a cycle of knowing that you as a spirit have your own home. This is the importance of knowing, literally just knowing that you are a 9-dimensional being. And 9-dimensionality is realizing that you are creating real lies. And then you're seeing them with your real eyes, but everything's a lie. Your eye is a lie. And I mean, your eye is just as much of a projector as it is a perceiver. This is our whole wisdom with projection being perception. You literally have to project to actually be able to perceive certain spaces. So this is where if you're not able to project your mind into certain spaces, you're never actually going to be able to perceive information or energy from those spaces. And now we can then see this on a relationship level where it doesn't matter. Like, I had that Christian lady friend who I felt like I was super close with, but she was only close with me in terms of how she's close with herself. And because she can't see herself as an individual, she can only see herself as worshiping Jesus, meaning that anyone who she connects with, they need to be worshiping Jesus too. This is why Christians are obsessed with converting you, because they're not comfortable alone with Jesus. like if a Christian was really just happy alone in their religion, they would not have been able to create America through brutally raping and building genocidal systems off of murdering indigenous peoples and then rationalizing it with love and light. It just wouldn't be possible. So the fact is, they're not happy alone. Even when they feel like they're saved by their ultimate superhero, they don't feel alone in that. They need to make you feel saved. So now they need to project onto you that you're of sin. So no matter how good I felt around this girl, I would feel worse and worse because she's just filling me up with her problems and her projections. And no matter what I say, she actually can't even perceive my wisdom because she's too wrapped up in her own projections. And then I start to drown in her garbage because she's pulling me into her waters. And then she's like hitting me up when she has problems, yet she just keeps having more problems that she's creating. And she's just showing me how she hates herself, and thus she can't connect with me unless she feels like she's better than me. Because that's like what it is. That's truly what it is, especially for Christians. And it's so weird, the reverse superiority complex. Like, you as a Christian feel like you're not good enough to be your own God, but you feel like you're good enough to tell me that I'm not my own God. What's happening here? Like, what kind of chaotic soul do you have right now? How can you simultaneously feel like you have no power, yet you have the power to tell me I have no power? If you have no power, then shut up. Don't invade my land. What is this garbage? I'm over here fasting as an indigenous man. You're going to come over here as a Christian saying, oh, we killed a fasting man so that we don't have to fast. That's our power. Sounds like, yeah, you're about to kill me then. Sounds like you want to sacrifice me because I literally fast, and your idea of progress is killing people who are healthy because you don't want to be healthy yourself. And now we live in America. Fantastic. So this is the 8 energy. This is what we've been in. This is where this realm has been, and like what we're in right now. This is our 8s. It's all like everything that I'm talking about right here. And there's so much. Everything I just said, whatever. It's all about the 8. It's all about how we have subconsciously connected up to this point so that we can even observe the conscious representations of that. Like, how have we connected up to this point so that all these letters and words even matter in the first place? Like, that's my job. That's what I'm here on about. Like, deep in that subconscious world. Because the only reason any thought matters is because there is a feeling of connecting on the spirit. And the spirit can never truly be connected. All spaces are separate from other spaces. That's why we create life. So we can feel connected to other spaces. That's why we create light. So we can be seen for who we are. And then connect and feel understood. Because that's the whole point. Your whole reason for being alive, your whole reason for wanting to be on earth right now, I don't care about the details. Like, I do care about the details, but as far as getting all of us connected, like, everyone is connected by the fact that they want to be understood. This is why the government literally has to release that show Inside Job. If you haven't watched Inside Job on Amazon, check it out, because it's literally just about the shadow government putting all of their stuff in a cartoon based on what they feel comfortable addressing from how they've seen people on the internet speaking. So it's like them trying to control the energy of like what people have been saying about the shadow government and how they rule over the world. Inside Job is their cartoon about that. And they're obsessed with Atlantis and Anubis in there. It's remarkable. It really threw me off guard, actually. Like, watching it, I'm like, whoa. Like, we're really this deep? We're really this deep in here? That's crazy. That's crazy. My spirit really limiting my awareness just so that as I raise my awareness, it's also then coinciding with them just revealing how everything I'm becoming more aware of is true. And my life is just one big synchronicity. So, welcome to Synchronicity. It is not a coincidence that you are hearing my voice right now. We are, dissecting the sleep, because this is what it's all about. We have to create life so it's possible for us to sleep together. So this is why Z is a number 8. And 8 is all about subconsciously sleeping so that we can appear woke. And that's the 7th. So life is a lie.